This Big Tractor Power video, we're going to head out to the cornfields of northeast Iowa near the town of Dyersville. Dyersville is known as the farm toy capital of the world because the Ertl, Speccast, and Scale Models companies are based there that manufacture toy tractors. And in this region, it's very common to see gravity wagons rather than semi-trucks and dump trucks moving corn and soybeans from the field to the bin. And in this video, we'll take a look at a 1977 white Field Boss tractor, as well as a 1997 AGCO white 6175 tractor pulling 600 bushel gravity wagons, moving corn away from a modern day Kloss Lexion 750 TerraTrack combine equipped with an 18-row 20-inch corn head. And this field was a real bin buster. The corn was producing 284 bushels per acre, and you can see it just spilling over the top of that 600 bushel Brent 644 gravity wagon. And it was all these tractors could do with the Brent wagons to keep up with the combine. As soon as one was pulling away, the combine was quickly filling up that 330 bushel grain tank. And we can see here the AGCO white 6175 tractor with the 644 Brent gravity wagon manufactured by the Underforth Corporation, pulling away from the combine and heading back to the road to run back to the farm and unload its 600 bushels of corn. And as the tractor heads out to the road, we'll see the 6175 workhorse tractor pass the 1977 2155 Field Boss tractor. And it was really neat seeing these classic silver tractors moving the corn harvest along out here in Iowa. And we can see that 750 Lexion combine rolling along, and that grain bin is quickly being filled, and we'll see the 2155 pull into position and start unloading on the go. When it comes to unloading on the go, this farm typically would have a modern day Challenger MT800 tractor and grain cart running alongside the Lexion combine. But on this day, the combine was in a smaller 20-acre field that was odd-shaped, and it was just easier to have the classic white tractors and the gravity wagons rolling alongside the combine and hauling the corn directly back to the grain bins at the farm. Typically, the tractors would be parked on the side of the road and being filled by the Challenger and the grain cart, so it was really neat to be able to see these classic tractors moving back and forth in the field with this big Lexion. The white tractor that we see moving alongside the Kloss Lexion 750 TT combine is a 1977 white 2155 Field Boss. The 2155 Field Boss tractor was built from 1976 through 1987 at the Charles City, Iowa tractor plant for white. Before they were producing white tractors in Charles City, Iowa, the same factory produced Oliver tractors from 1929 through 1976, and before that, Hart Parr tractors were produced at the same factory. And Hart Parr was the original company to coin the word tractor. The 2155 we see here is a silver stripe model from 1976 through 1980. The 2155 models had a silver decal, and from 1981 through 1987 they had a red stripe decal. This tractor is powered by a white Hercules 7.8 liter engine. It's rated at 155 horsepower. It has a 74-gallon fuel tank. It weighs in at 16,650 pounds, and it had a price tag of $50,000 when it was new. Let's take a look at the Kloss Lexion 750 TT. TT stands for TerraTrack. You can see the track system under the combine. It's equipped with a Kloss 1820, which is an 18-row 20-inch corn head. That's the same width as a 12-row 30-inch corn head. It's taking a lot of grain in here as it moves its way across the field. The Lexion 750 combine is fitted with a Caterpillar C13 engine rated at 456 horsepower with a power bulge up to 496 horsepower. It has a 304-gallon fuel tank. It has a grain bin capacity of 330 bushels, and it has a road speed of 25 miles per hour with its TerraTrack system. This combine is equipped with a 18 20 corn head. Then the odd-shaped corn heads, whether they're the narrow rows at 20, 22 inches, or if you go all the way up to a 38-inch corn head, are built by the Capello company for Kloss, and it is painted and decaled in Kloss colors, but it is built by Capello. This combine, you can see, has the large unloading auger. That unloading auger reaches out 29 feet 2 inches, and it has an unloading rate of 3.8 bushels per second. And you can see just in the pass that it made up the field running next to the 2155 white, and then it was completely empty when it flipped around and started making its pass back across the field. It's already filled up again with 330 bushels of corn. We can see that 18-row 20-inch corn head as the combine flips around and starts heading back. And we'll climb up in the cab of the combine and get the operator's perspective of this massive corn harvesting machine. As the Kloss combine turns around, you might notice under the unloading auger a large crest decal, and that decal says America Needs Farmers. And now we'll climb up inside the cab, and we can see the 18-row 20-inch corn head is ready to move back into position to harvest another pass. We can see the white 2155 Field Boss tractor pulling into position with the Brent 644 gravity wagon. Here you can see the gathering chain start to snap the ears of corn off and pull it into the Lexington combine. The combine uses a twin rotor system to thresh the grain off the cob of corn, and we can see the corn pouring out at 3.8 bushels per second. And again, this combine has a 30-foot wide corn head on it, and typically if it was a wide row, it would be harvesting 12 30-inch rows of corn, but in this case it's a narrow row field, and it is 18 rows at 20 inches. This is again a 29-foot 2-inch unloading auger, so it's got a great reach out there, just pouring the corn out into this 600 bushel wagon. And with a 330 bushel grain tank on this combine, it takes just 2 passes to completely fill up that wagon, and then still have a little bit of corn left over in the grain tank of the combine. And again, you just see it pouring out at 3.8 bushels per second, piling it on to the Brent 644, and it is all filled up, and it's time to send the white 2155 Field Boss and the Brent gravity wagon back to the farm and keep on harvesting another pass of corn, and we'll wait on the Workmaster 6175 white tractor to return to the field to keep the harvest moving along. As we look out from the combine's cab, we can see the narrow rows of corn up close. The corn is planted by a white 9936 36-row 20-inch corn planter on this farm, and Big Tractor Power hopes to get that big planter on film next spring. The other classic white tractor moving the corn harvest along here in northeast Iowa with a gravity wagon is a white 6175 Workmaster tractor. This is a 1997 model. It's 175 horsepower. It's powered by a CDC 8.3 liter engine produced by Cummins. This 6175 was produced from 1993 through 1997. It was produced by the AGCO Corporation. The AGCO White Division was formed in 1991 when AGCO acquired White tractors from White New Idea. And then in 1993, the company bought out White New Idea altogether and began producing tractors like the Workmaster at the Coldwater, Ohio factory, best known for producing New Idea manure spreaders and hay tools. This 175 horsepower tractor has a 91-gallon fuel tank, and it weighs in at 22,172 pounds, and it came with a price tag of $91,000 back in 1997 when it was new. The 6175 Workmaster is a direct descendant of the 2155 Field Boss in white tractor history. The 2155 Field Boss was replaced in 1987 by the White 160 that saw production in Charles City, Iowa through 1989. In 1990, the 170 Workhorse replaced the White 160, and was also produced in Charles City for a brief time. And then the AGCO Corporation acquired White Tractors and moved tractor production from Charles City, Iowa to the Gleaner Combine plant in Independence, Missouri. Then in 1993, the 6175 Workmaster was introduced and production moved from Independence, Missouri over to Coldwater, Ohio. With a 20-year gap between the 1997 Workmaster and the 1977 Field Boss tractor shown in this video, there are some significances to point out. There's a $41,000 price gap between the two tractors when they were sold new. There is a 25 horsepower increase between 1977 and 1997 in the White tractor line. There is a 17-gallon difference in fuel tank capacity, and there is a 5,522 pound difference between the 1997 tractor and the 1977 tractor. So it's always interesting to see how tractors progress, and it was a great opportunity to see these two tractors that have a 20-year difference between them operating out in the fields of northeast Iowa. As we move to the last segment of this Big Tractor Power video, we'll climb back up in the cab of the Kloss Lexion 750 TT Combine and see the operator's view of the White 6175 Workmaster rolling alongside the Combine. As we're riding here in the Combine, I'd like to share a little bit of history of this farm's tractor lineup. The farm started out running Minneapolis Moline tractors, and Minneapolis Moline was acquired by White Motors in 1963. The farm continued to use Minneapolis Moline through the 1970s. In 1974, Minneapolis Moline Energy Yellow tractors were phased out in favor of the new White Field Boss line that was sold in Argent Silver and Charcoal Gray. The farm bought the 1977 155 Field Boss New and continues to run it 40 years later, and also purchased this 1997 6175 Workmaster tractor New and continues to run it. The farm continued on through the AGCO years with White farm equipment, and then in 2001 AGCO phased out the production of White tractors, but the farm has continued on with another AGCO brand, which is Challenger. And many White tractors were produced with Caterpillar engines in the late 1970s and through the 1980s, so it's pretty neat to see how this farm has continued to use one brand continuously, even though it has gone through several different companies. And just really exciting to learn about the history of the two tractors that we saw here in the field, and also about the farm's brand loyalty. We hope that you've enjoyed this Big Tractor Power video featuring White tractors and a Kloss Lexion Combine harvesting corn in northeast Iowa. If you'd like to see more videos from Big Tractor Power, check out our YouTube channel with over 1,000 videos of farm machinery in action. You can also follow us on social media, including Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. As always, thank you for watching Big Tractor Power.